Hey guys, it's Gadget Gurus episode 50. This is actually for April 25th. You're like, what? But it is April 25th when I'm watching this, sort of.
Well, actually, it'd be April 26th because we released on Tuesday.
And,
but
and
it
like,
should
whatever.
have, this episode should have aired on April 25th, and actually, it will air.
We are from the past.
It will air
We are sending this to the future. So if you're getting this, then our machine works.
And it will.
No, actually, Nick's not going to be able to be here. So we're going ahead and doing this on Saturday after Tech Weekly.
So,
yeah.
But it will be released on the same time, and actually, if I'm here, which is going to be debatable if I could be here or not, but it will air on Monday night. So if you come here on Monday night, you'll actually be able to see like it's going to be like the final version, but it hasn't been released yet because we release on Tuesdays at 6 a.m.
And then everybody will be like, is this live? Hey guys, I really like that. You're going to get a ton of that,
Yeah.
even though it's going to say pre-record it right over here. Right over here.
So yeah, and Jeff, we've had a lot of people wanting to know about our new mixer because we have talked about it for a while. We've had it for about a month now. The Behringer Xenyx x2222 USB mixer. We're going to be doing a review for that today. And then also, if you go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/pbcasttv, there will be a more in-depth look, kind of a closer-up look. I shot it with the DSLR, so it looks pretty decent. So, yeah, guys, all that and more next on Gadget Gurus. Hello, everyone, and welcome into Gadget Gurus. This is episode 50. Jet, we've already talked about it, and hopefully you've already watched the intro, that I'm not actually going to be here on Monday at our normal time, so if you're tuning in and you're watching this, it's not really live, but yet it is live, but it's not really live.
Don't even confuse them, Nicholas. This isn't live.
Yeah, we pre-recorded this on Saturday right after Tech Weekly, and most of our regulars are in here, so they are getting to see it live.
Yeah, so, whatever.
And unfortunately with that, we're going to have to sacrifice news because a lot of gadget news actually comes out during the weekend and things. So we're just going to do a review today, but it's going to be a fun review because we've got a lot of different people wanting to know about this product. And yeah, so let's jump into it, Jay. Tonight, I guess we could say tonight. Today we're going to be reviewing the Behringer Xenyx x2222 USB mixer. We upgraded from the Behringer Xenyx 1002B, I think it's called. Can't quite remember. Anyway, so Jet, let's talk about why we upgraded first. Well, we need more inputs that are stereo inputs for Skype computers and things because we'd love to have like Carlo. We just had him on Tech Weekly. Had Chad Hallberg on the other night. That went well. But, we're always going to be adding new hardware and things and different inputs. And honestly, with a mixer, I would say you never can have too many inputs because you always have a chance that you would want to fill those or something. So this thing has, if we go to the extremely large scale version.
Boom!
Oh my gosh.
Oh, hold on. There you go.
Yeah. So, as you can see, it has
A cough in it.
Yeah. It has 8 XLR in, which means that, and all these are phantom powered, so you can use like our new microphone that we just got, the MXL 990s. You can use those. You can use really any kind of microphone that uses XLR, but they do have the single 1/4 inch in that you can also use like those mics that you buy for like $20 at Walmart or Best Buy or somewhere. You can use those. And it also, this is pretty cool. This line up here, if you can watch my cursor, that's a compressor. It actually has a built-in compressor that you can use for the 8 XLR channels. Now, Jeff, let's explain a little bit what a compressor does.
So basically, when you set the high limit on the compressor, and when it hits that or starts approaching that, it starts compressing the audio, which means it just sort of caps it off.
Yeah.
If you picture the sine wave of your voice, it's basically just cutting the top of it off and just shrinking it down. And, it starts to sound muffled if you yell too loud, but it doesn't peak out the stream.
And also, it does it in such a way where it's not, if it's the way that you explain it and the way it actually works, it does sound like that it would sound like really muffled, really bad when it gets up to that high peak. It does do a little bit of an active like balance if I understand that correctly.
It's sort of instead of instead of you going, "Ah!" and which it won't work on here because whatever. But instead of it like going "Ah!" and it like freaking out, it actually like lowers it down.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Then you've got all your controls down here.
Oh, yeah.
But these are the really interesting ones. These colored knobs.
The orange.
Here. The orange sends it to what they call the FX. Now, if you have a Behringer mixer that does not have effects technically in it, it still has this FX, and that's just another output that you can use. But the cool thing is it sends it to this digital effects. What'd you call this? Like a
control.
Control,
thing.
yeah. And it's got like 100 different effects. And
above it actually lists them all and stuff.
Yeah, like right up here. It has you can do like reverb directly in the board, which is pretty cool.
And you have like echo delays and stuff, and it actually has a little button on there that you can tap, as like a tempo selector.
Yeah.
So that it will actually select your tempo.
That's pretty cool. Then you've got this is just an it shows you the volume controls. But anyway, and then also these red knobs here are some of the auxiliary outputs, and also it has submixes. Now, this is where it gets kind of, if you don't know how a mixer works, it gets kind of like, wait a minute, why is there another output that can be different than the main out? And whatever?
Okay, basically, think of it as grouping. You have buttons down by the sliders that you can send them to sub 1, or actually, you don't even have it. You can just tell it to send to sub.
Yeah, right here.
And what it is the sub is left and right. So, like what me and Nick did was we put all of our mics in the left, and then put the computer audio in the right, so that we can separate the subs out. And then what we do in the subs is sit them both to the left and right, so it basically puts them back out. We don't have stereo mics. We don't have you could have stereo sound coming from the computer, but it's music, whatever. And so that pretty much just makes it to where we have two submasters. Sorry, you can't even really see me. Submasters that you can pull sub 2 down, which is actually the right one, and it makes the audio on the computer go away. Or you pull 1 down and you can't hear us.
Yeah.
So.
And it also has gain controls, and it also has on the stereo 1/4 inch, and has a what's that thing called?
The 10 dB.
Yeah, you can actually boost it by 10 dB or lower it by -3 or whatever.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool because it has I think it's called padding or something like that.
Yeah.
So that if your mic's too hot, you can bring it down, or if it's sometimes like if you plug acoustic guitar into one of those, it gets like really, really loud coming out of the guitar, so you want to like crank it down, but like your gain's all the way down. Yeah. You can actually shift it down like I think 3 or 6 or something.
I think it was 3, I don't know.
And with some mics that you can't hear at all, and you're like cranking the gain all the way up and you still can't hear it, you can hit the plus 10 and it will actually boost it up.
Now, just a reminder, this is technically I think with the USB, so it has USB directly out the board, which is nice because you don't have a box in between.
But it has both.
It does have both.
Yeah, it has master out, submasters out, and USB.
Yeah.
So you can use this as a pure analog board.
If you wanted to.
If you want to. And you can send it out to speakers and have this as part of your sound system that doesn't require going to a computer. But at the same time, you can also send it to a computer digitally over USB and pull out the different channels. You can pull out, I think, every XLR channel.
Yeah, you can pull out all 8 XLR channels. Yeah.
As different audio sources. And you can pull out the sub mix and the master.
Yeah.
So, and I think it might have FX or something like that in there.
I don't know. I think else. Now, disclaimer: you may not, if you're using like a pro style recording suite or something, that may have, they have like the USB drivers have a standard built into them, but
from the way I understand it, just brings it in as multiple devices.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Huh. So when you go and look at your playback devices,
you're gonna have like
you actually see like XLR 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And but in most programs, when it sees the device, like in my Samsung mic, my USB Samsung mic, when it sees the Samsung mic itself, you can pick mono or stereo.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty cool. It's got a bunch of different other features. Cool thing is we're actually using, so it has a stereo out to control room, and then also headphones that is on the board. Use either one of those. It's actually controlled by the same knob. And we've actually got this cool little product that's also made by Behringer right here that is a powered headphone amp, which allows us to have 4 plugins right here on the table because the mixer is sitting over here, and you don't want to be running wires everywhere.
Yeah. Plus, we were having to split out the headphones and stuff. So now we just have one send from a headphone out or main out, whatever.
But this is pretty cool because it's powered, which means that technically, well, I'm sure
you can
you
amplify it to whatever you're liking.
Yeah, and you're not getting a hum or anything like that. So that's pretty cool. Now, the USB, that's the reason we got this board. They also used to have an X2222FX, which was not USB, but they've discontinued that because, for the same price, why would you? I mean,
yeah,
USB
they added a
cool.
USB controller, so now you don't have to worry about it.
One of the interesting things does come with the USB. It's got that. It has it's like a printer cable.
Type
it's
B
it's
connector.
A printer cable kind of deal. So
yeah, the big fat round one.
Yeah.
So.
Also, it's got, if we go to this, is it this one? Yeah. All right. So here you can also insert other audio devices into the XLR channel. So if you wanted to bring in something else, just remember you're not going to have control of both of those. You're just going to have to, so if Jacob's mic is on channel 1 and then also
basically
we bring
when
in,
you plug it in, it disables the XLR inputs.
Yeah. Then here are these the ones with the gray over them are the outputs. You've got I can't actually see that. This one's control room. This is sub outputs, and then this is the main outputs. And then you've got XLR, which I like, dual XLR, stereo XLR that you can go out of a board. Like that board only has 1/4 inch. XLR is good because you could run it through a snake or something if you wanted to, or whatever.
And you can actually send these, like I said, like if you had some like JBL speakers or something that you want to send it to, you can just plug it straight into them, and it's already separated out to channels, so you don't have to worry about that, and you just plug them in and go to town. Plus, you still have the USB plug, of course, is right above that.
Yeah, right here.
And you have that as an output as well. So
if you have this board, you may be wondering what these switches do. Phantom powered is 48 volts, right? It's 48. Is it 48 volts?
Something like that. 48 volts.
It comes, it's actually transferred through the XLR cable, and that's what allows you to use a condenser microphone, because a condenser, like what we're using, requires power to work.
Yes.
If you didn't have it on or whatever,
it's a coil basically that you have to power up in order to actually make the magnetic field.
And
happen.
something else I like about this, that second switch or the first switch is power on. So that board, if it's plugged into the wall, it's on.
Yeah.
There's no off, and this is like really their highest. This is essentially the highest end. I think they make a 32 channel, but I think that goes up into what they call their large format boards. So this is the highest end that you can get for their, I would say their low end. Like this is definitely prosumer. All this is prosumer because no consumer is going to have it. But Eric's asking in the chat room, it's $325 on Amazon. You can find it. I think I saw it on Sweetwater for maybe $300 or something. You can get it at different places. Guitar Center has them for about $350. So if you want to go actually to a store and look at it,
and you actually have a place where you can bring it back to, I guess. If
it
does something instead of having to box it up and ship.
Yeah, not bad at all. And a lot of people say Behringer really not one of the. It's not a Mackie, But
everybody's like, oh, whatever.
And I have.
But hey, for like
$325,
getting into it and stuff, and you're just sort of like, here you go. I think they actually put out some pretty good stuff.
I think they do as well. And the guys over at Jupiter Broadcasting, we talk about them a good bit. He was a Mackie guy all the way, and a lot of people who are in pro audio and things, they really like Mackies.
Oh, it's like Mackie, and then you got
Yamaha, and
they're like, oh, you gotta have that.
Yeah, but Behringer's really good about. I think they know that they're becoming more of a consumer company, sort of. I think they know that they're a little bit of the lower end of the hardware, like the price range at least.
Yeah, but their quality's great. You don't having stuff falling apart. It feels like a pretty well built mixer and stuff. So,
But the cool thing is they have a YouTube account and they have a Twitter account. Mackey's not gonna. I mean, Mackey sells you this. They expect you to know that you have to do all this stuff.
oh yeah, they send you a manual this thick with it and say see you later.
Yeah.
When you got to call them up and pay for support call, that's when you know you're probably in the all the way up to the pro. So
Yeah. Anyway, pretty cool. Let's see what else can we talk about. It's also got. I mean, it's got like every input you would want. It's got. Also, we forgot to mention these up here. Let me get a good shot. These RCA inputs are input and output one-ohms and input one-ohms and output.
Yep.
The cool thing is, if you have some cables lying around, like Behringer also makes a USB interface that does essentially the same thing that it does inside the board, but outside of it, that's what we used to use. Mm-hmm. It actually accepts RCA input. That's how it does. So if you don't want to convert it, you could go straight out of that jack. So there's like so many different ways you can do things. And the cool thing is
they try to make it to where you don't have to have a bunch of adapters to plug into their mixer.
That's the key with this. Now, if you get something like that, you either have to have a 1/4 inch or XLR. That's it. And more than likely, if you're going to use computers and you're using XLR, you're going to have to convert because you can't. I mean, you could.
I mean, most sound cards only take in 1/8 inch or 3.5 millimeter. So you're sort of just like, well, now I got to get all these adapters and
Now
and going from like XLR to your computer could be pretty difficult if you don't have the right sound card or something. So that's why the USB's there. So
now this is definitely, if you're looking into getting in podcasting, this is probably not the mixer you want to get. We know by experimentation, we know by doing 50 episodes of Gadget Gurus, 45 of Tech Weekly, so many other episodes that we need what we need. And you're going to have to experiment. Behringer has some other entry-level products like the 802, first mixer I have. I think that's the mixer that Eric has. Great mixer. A lot of people call that the podcaster's best friend. I mean, that's something that you can't go wrong with. It's got 2 XLR inputs and 2 1/4 inches, I think. So you could use 2 people. Like technically, we could do that right now. We would be maxing out the board, but Jacob and I could have 2 microphones and 2 computers, things like that. Pretty awesome. So definitely, if you're looking into doing Skype, because if you guys have ever wondered, we use different computers. So every single caller we have on Skype has to have their own computer. They don't have to, but it's optimal. And you can control the different audio through the board and things. But that's the main point. You have to have enough sends. If you're going to use Skype computers, you have to have as many outputs as you do inputs, because you have to be able to send audio to that computer. And the great thing about using USB is because we can send direct USB, not having to eat up one of our connectors, which would be USB anyway, because we use USB to go into the stream computer for cleaner audio things like that. Carlo's eating Pringles in the chat room.
And Eric's trying to eat them for him. Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
so
pretty awesome.
It's pretty sweet. And they just have like I don't know if we mentioned that or not, but the FX dial, you just turn it.
Yeah, we didn't mention that a little bit, but it's got this cool little LED.
Yeah, you turn it and then you actually push in the dial to select that FX. So you can actually be like going through them, so it's not like blah, 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 changing your effect or something. And you can change them as soon as you actually hit it.
Now, can you pull up this side view here? It's a pretty big mixer. I mean, if you're used to like a smaller
look
format.
At it compared to us. I mean, it's massive.
Oh my gosh, like this thing takes up the whole room over here. Now,
we got to use both hands to move the sliders up and down.
Yeah. No.
You can't reach that far. You'll cut off. It cuts you.
Anyway,
like it
pretty
hurts.
Cool. And, it's got individual mute channels, which for some reason Behringer didn't put on a 10-channel mixer, which I kind of wish they would have. It's pretty awesome. And it opens up a lot of doors for things that we wanted to do, like the compressor. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You do kind of run in with some issues because the compressor only works with XLR. So, but,
Yeah, but you got 8 of those to pick with.
True.
And, the stuff that you're not going to use the compressor on, you stick over in the non-compressed areas.
Yeah. And, Jet, I know a lot of people have questions about this because so many people are wanting to do broadcasts, online broadcasting and things. And this can look and it is complex if you don't know what you're doing. So maybe I'm going to release a YouTube video that kind of gives you more of an in-depth look, kind of shows you like what, the text on the, so you can actually see it instead of just looking at this. I mean, the screenshot looks cool, but, kind of cool to see it. Then also we may do some, I know a lot of people look for things like this on YouTube, so we may do some specific videos. If people have questions, we may, just get in here, Jacob might answer a couple questions or something like that. Not in a show, but more of just a informal YouTube video
thing.
Yeah. So I think we have cleared up some questions about our new mixer, and it's pretty awesome.
Pretty good.
So if you have any questions, you can email us. We have an email set up, hello, HELLO, at pbcasttv.com. That is where you can contact us. You can also hit us up on Twitter, twitter.com/pbcasttv. And you can follow Jacob on Twitter, twitter.com/freakinghuge, FREAKINHUGE. Check him out on YouTube as well. He does videos each and every day. And then also his website, jacobroberts.me, which is a great place to watch all your YouTube videos and maybe some other posts too. You can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/thatnickjones. Also, when we bought our .me account, I have one as well, nickjones.me. Pretty easy. Pretty awesome. Eric loves your vlogs.
Thanks, Eric.
Yesterday, dude, no, not yesterday. Day before yesterday was pretty epic vlog. Thursday.
21 minutes?
Yeah. And he also previewed a little bit of this little baby right here.
Something that we might be showing on here later.
Yeah, maybe next week, something like that. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us, and really sorry that we couldn't do it, but I didn't want to leave you guys hanging with another episode, this being episode 50. Jeb, I hope we have 500 more. Maybe more than 500.
We have so many gadgets then.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, until next time, I'm Nick Jones.
I'm Jacob Roberts.
And we are the Gadget Dudes.
Yeah, and for all the people that are watching the pre-recorded, yeah.